Alright folks, I want to show you a game where I came back from just about oblivion to win this game. Stockfish, the chess.com computer. You'll see here that once we get going, it starts favoring black immediately. And we'll just show you the moves, the standard openings. Board's got us about even. Favoring black a little bit. Did not like my queen move there. He castles. Didn't like my knight move. All right, back to about even. Swap pieces. Yeah, and it did not like me lining up, even though when you put those in a row for an attack, for some reason the computer did not like that. It gives black a big advantage there. And that was my move. I was very proud of this move, and the computer absolutely hated it. I thought this one out. I was trying to get a hold of his rook somehow to put pressure on him. And the computer did not like it. Said I had pretty much almost zero chance of winning this game. But he did a bad move with his next move. Well, they recommended he do that. Here's what he does. He just moved his pawn up one to try and, one, get a queen, and two, attack my rook. So, since I had one more move I could do before his rook comes down, or his pawn comes down, I moved my queen. I took his pawn, and that evened us back up on the board for points. My queen is not being attacked by anybody, but there's nothing he has that can attack me. I was feeling pretty good about this. The computer didn't like it. I was feeling pretty good about it. So his next move is he brings that pawn down again. So what do? I just slide over to protect the spot so he can't get a queen. And I've also lined my rook up with his rook. Okay? I can take his rook, but I can't because I can take his queen. But if I can get rid of that black pawn, I can take his rook with my rook. If he decides to try and save it with his queen, then I take his queen. And that was my whole goal here. So what do we do next? He brings the knight down to take my bishop, but I'm not leaving my bishop there. Boom. I come up with that bishop. He can't take me with the rook, or I'll just take him and get a free rook. I'm not worried about this bishop because I could always take it back with my king. But what does he do? He takes the bishop. I'm not using that bishop anyway, so I take it back with my king. Now, my two rooks are lined up on the same row. And with me having the bishop here, he can't take me if I take the pawn. So he moves his rook over. Now, apparently the computer thought that was a really bad move. So I lined up to take his rook. Yeah, I'll sacrifice a bishop for a rook anytime. The rook's a lot more valuable piece. So what does he do? He slides the rook over to put pressure on the bishop. That doesn't bother me at all because if he takes the bishop, I take him back, and he can't attack me with either one of those close pieces. All right, so now I take the pawn. The threat of him getting a queen is gone. What does he do next? He just brings a pawn down. The computer said that was a bad move. So there we go, guys. I'm now attacking with 3 pieces against his 3 pieces. All right, so let's see what happens next. I'm trying to remember. Oh, he brings his bishop down, but I'm protecting my king with a row of pawns there, a pawn string. So my next move is I slide my rook over, and I now have my second rook defending my first rook. I now have 4 pieces attacking his 3. Now the computer recommends he comes down here and puts me in check right here, which would have been a phenomenal idea because I have nothing to protect it. I would have had to move the king and then try and use this rook to help support my king. Or I would have had to cancel my attack and come back down. But he doesn't see that that's my weakest pawn. He just doesn't see that. So I'm sure he's worried about protecting his king, which he should. So let's see what I do on my next move. Oh, he brings his bishop back, which the computer says was really, really bad, because it now gives me almost overwhelming odds to win this game. So my next move, I take his rook. He takes back with the queen. Now, if I didn't have the second rook here, I'd have been in serious trouble. But I bring the second rook up. Boom. He's either got to take the rook or he's just going to lose the queen automatically. And I will take his other rook. So, oh, no, he came down here with his queen. But he's got to go through 2 pawns, which means at least 2 moves to get to me. So I come up with the queen. That's check, but not checkmate because he can block with the bishop. He blocks with the bishop, but my queen is backed up by my rook. So checkmate. That's one of the best checkmates, guys, I've ever done, where the computer at the midpoint of the game said you had very little chance of winning. I'm very happy with that game, guys. All right, let's move on to another one.